no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raiders news and rumors presented by Manscaped. Hopefully all the guys out there, everybody a part of Raider Nation, and even the girls too. If you want your man to have a perfect package, you can get one at manscaped.com/Raiders. 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. If for some reason you can't remember that link, I'm going to question your ability to think, but it is going to be available for y'all in the comments and in the description below. Let's get into the news that happened today. I made a video as soon as this bad boy happened. Gus Bradley is now the new DC of the Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers ranked top 10 in total defense the last 3 years under Bradley, and if you remember, the first time he ever coached in the NFL was actually underneath John Gruden in 2006. The reason why I do actually like this move, despite the fact that Bradley is probably more of a cover coach, you're going to see a lot more cover 3. I'm hoping that they mix it up a little bit because Bradley has said multiple times that he plans to not do the same defensive scheme over and over and over again. The Chargers last year, they ran 46% of their plays out of cover 3. And if you guys are looking for more blitzing, that's probably also not going to happen. Gus Bradley is ranked in basically the bottom 5 over the last 3 years in terms of blitzing. But his defense is predicated on being able to cover over the top. And I do anticipate a lot of changes happening. But also, look for them to go out and build on the defensive line. So here's a cool little quote from John Gruden, and one of the biggest reasons why they decided to go out and hire Gus Bradley. He's a great teacher, very passionate, love the way his defenses compete and the way he uses his personnel. And I actually totally agree with John. You want a great teacher? You need that for a young team. Passionate? That's something this team definitely needs. And then in terms of competing, how many times this year do we see the team totally give up and totally lose hope? That's not going to happen under Gus Bradley. That's why I really did like the hiring. But how about this? The hiring was good. But what else does it mean? We'll tell you in just a sec. But make sure that you don't miss all these updates. I know it's the offseason. I know some people are like, Mitch, it's January. I don't care about Raiders football. First off, shame on you. But I don't want you guys to miss the latest news and rumors. So if you want more free Raiders videos, just like this one, hit the big red button that says subscribe and turn on the notifications. That way when some random guy says, hey, did you hear Gus Bradley's the new DC of the Raiders? You're not like, what? Huh? Don't be that guy. Subscribe to the Las Vegas Raiders Report. I promise you won't forget it. Something that I won't forget. This tweet, I don't know if y'all saw this, but I was dying. So this is a tweet by the Raiders official Twitter account. It says, welcome to Las Vegas, coach. We have hired Gus Bradley as our defensive coordinator. If you look at it real closely, you might not see it. The issue is that is a former Chargers coach, not named Gus Bradley. It was actually Ken Wisenhunt. So I know a lot of people on Twitter saw it, but I don't think enough people on Facebook have seen this. So I need your guys' help here, okay? I need you to share this video on Facebook. How do you do that? Click the share button right underneath the video. It literally looks like that arrow that you see over there. Then click the Facebook icon, and then click post to Facebook. I love the Raiders Twitter account. They do a great job, but you know what? Sometimes you need to laugh a little bit, especially after a crazy year like 2020. So help me out. Let's spread this word. Let's put it up on Facebook. Let's get into today's rumors now. I got a six-pack that I'm ready to crack open. Are the Raiders going to hire Kris Richard? How many Chucky heads is this one? It's 0 Chucky heads. Tuck rule. Tuck that. When I saw the Raiders went out and hired Gus Bradley, I tweeted out that, you know what? I actually kind of expect the Raiders to potentially hire a guy like Kris Richard, who interviewed for the Raiders DC job, who worked underneath Gus Bradley. However, there's already been a report out there that the Raiders do not expect to bring on Kris Richard to this defense. Now, when I said hiring Richard, I don't obviously mean as a DC. I meant as a defensive backs coach. You can say a lot of things about him, and one of the things that always comes up when you talk about Kris Richard, he's kind of an ass. I mean, he kind of is, right? I mean, it's one of the biggest reasons why some younger players didn't quite get along with him. But when him and Bradley were together in Seattle, they weren't really a part of the Super Bowl winning team. At least Bradley wasn't, Kris Richard was. But they did a great job help building up some cornerbacks, help building up the Legion of Boom and what exactly it was. But how about this? We're going to continue to talk about Gus Bradley and the impacts it has on the Las Vegas Raiders. Is Bradley going to be bringing in some of his old Charger staff? This is for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. So when I thought that they were going to go with a guy like Kris Richard, Bradley said, you know what? Our Chargers defense the last 3 years, the group that I have, It's really good. And for the Raiders, you do need a clean staff. I mean, it's 100%. So the report out there right now is that Bradley will bring in some assistance from the Chargers defensive staff. The one name that everybody needs to keep in mind, because how many times did y'all ask me, Mitch, who's going to be the DB coach? Mitch, is it going to be Charles Woodson? No, it's not going to be Charles Woodson, and it's not going to be Kris Richard either. The name that I want you guys to keep in mind, okay? Think about it. Ron Miles. I believe that he is going to be the new defensive back coach, somebody who has been very highly regarded, somebody who has actually done a great job with the Chargers, bringing up a lot of their players. Sure, they have a lot more talent in the second than the Raiders do. There's no doubt about it. But I do want an up-and-coming coach, somebody who is going to be able to coach them and help them out in simpler defensive schemes. That's what the cover 3 zone is going to be able to do, and I'm hoping that's what Bradley and Miles are going to be able to do. So let's hear it in the comments. How many years have you been a Raiders fan? The reason why I want y'all to throw it in there is because as soon as Gus Bradley was hired, I was like, okay, it's been like 30 years since the Raiders have been a dominant defense. And when I say dominant, maybe I'm getting a little bit carried away, but it's been since, 2002, since the Raiders have had a top 11 defense in points and yards against. It's been a long freaking time. So, Gus, from me and the rest of Raider Nation, let's get some defense on the field, because if I got to watch more blown games, if I got to watch more 30-point just shellackins, I'm going to lose all my hair. I might not have any hair next year, and nobody wants to see that. So go down in the comments section. Let me know. I'm watching right now live. Brock Ogden says, all my life. If that's the case, hey, put all your life. Let's go to the next story here. Keeping Rod Marinelli. I gave this 4 Chucky heads last week. I'm going to give it 4 Chucky heads here again. This is what was expected. As soon as Rod Marinelli got named interim head coach, obviously I was saying it for months and months and months. That's what the Raiders were going to do when they decided to move on from Paul Guenther. And no excuse here. John Gruden loves him. Gus Bradley loves Rod Marinelli, and they plan to keep him as the defensive line coach. Also, the assistant defensive line coach, who, for some reason, man, his name is escaping me right now. He is also going to stay on the staff. So keep that in mind. I'm excited to see what Rod can do. One of the reasons why I do think that Bradley and Marinelli are going to make a great duo, listen to those guys talk. They demand respect. They command respect. And hopefully they can make our D a little bit stronger. If you want to make your D a little bit stronger and look a little bit better, you guys knew I was going to do it. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. Get the perfect package. How? 20% off and free shipping. The Lawnmower 3.0 Ball Toner. The awesome newspaper. The ball deodorant. I mean, you get the Lawnmower 3.0. It comes all in the perfect package. And the Lawnmower 3.0 has been voted by doctors, okay, that have PhDs. You know why they got a PhD? Because they got an awesome D. Thanks to the perfect package. Get the Lawnmower 3.0, manscaped.com/Raiders. I'm going to put that link for y'all in the live chat. It's also going to be in the description. Now, the Lawnmower 3.0 is my favorite product. There's no doubt about it. My girlfriend's favorite product, honestly, is probably the boxers. If I plan on going out to a nice, let's say, dinner date, or, I don't know, if I got a wedding to go to, she's always like, you got your Manscaped boxers on? I'm like, yeah, I do. And if you want to help out, I'm telling you what right now, they're unbelievably comfortable, and they are free when you get the perfect package. One more time, manscaped.com/Raiders. So this tweet came in from Victor 4 about Gus Bradley and what his next steps were going to be able to do, right? So he said Bradley wants to build the defensive line and then fill in the gaps from there. When you look at the cover 3 and the way that Gus Bradley tries to win on defense, it's not with blitzing. He puts 3 guys in the back, makes them basically not get beat deep. Then you hope that your linebackers can cover over the middle. Nick Rukowski, Corey Littleton. Hopefully you bring back Nicholas Morrow. They're definitely going to have to step up. And also, if you remember, one of the great things about the cover 3 was this. Cam Chancellor was a safety/linebacker. I'm not saying that's what Jonathan Abram is going to be, but don't be surprised if the Raiders try to make him into a Jamal Adams/Cam Chancellor type of role, because that's when cover 3 can really excel. But if you don't blitz, you need to be able to get after, especially with your front 4. So look for the Raiders to start looking at some guys on the defensive line. The position that I see, you know that Cleveland Ferrell, he's going to be there. You know that Max Crosby is going to be there. But Jonathan Hankins, Malik Collins, I don't see them coming back. So look for the Raiders to potentially be looking at some defensive tackles, here are my top 5 DT free agents. Leonard Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, Shelby Harris, and Ndamukong Suh, Sheldon Rankin. The 2 biggest names on this list, actually, they play for the Giants, and the name that I'm going to start this show off with is Leonard Williams. I don't know if John Gruden and Mike Mayock watch this show, but you know what? With y'all's help, I'm hoping that they see it. Please sign Leonard Williams, everyone. For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. This is a player that would totally transcend this defense, where if you want to run cover 3, go get yourself a defensive tackle like Leonard Williams, who can also, once in a while, play defensive end. And if you want to focus on the defensive line, here's a guy that you got to get. He's young, 26 years old, top defensive tackle free agent in 2021. Pro Football Focus rated him as the 14th best defensive tackle in the NFL last year. His past 3 seasons, the lowest he's ever been rated was 37th best. I don't know about you. He's been playing on the Jets. He's been playing on the Giants. Wouldn't really inspire me to do very much. Plus, Leonard Williams from USC, from the West Coast. Let's bring him back to the West Coast. Let's get him in a Raiders uniform. Look at these numbers here. I mean, these are crazy. 57 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks for a DT, who also, yes, can play defensive end, 30 quarterback hits. Guys, those numbers are redunculous. How about his last 3 seasons? 145 tackles, 27 tackles for loss, 17 sacks, and 66 QB hits. Gus Bradley, John Gruden, you want a defensive tackle? You want to really help build your defense? You want to be able to get after the quarterback? Go get yourself Leonard Williams. So earlier in the video, I said share, because it is important to share. It's important to help grow the show. Well, guess what? I make this show for Raider Nation, and I know a lot of y'all want Leonard Williams. So everyone right now, we got 1,000 people watching this live. If the Raiders should sign Leonard Williams, I want you to like this video. So like the video, heck, share it to them on Facebook. I need more likes on this bad boy because the Raiders, they need Leonard Williams. So we just looked at the defensive tackles. Now let's shift our attention over to some edge rushers. Yannick Ngakoue, Carl Lawson, Clowney, those are probably your more conventional defensive ends, where Shaq Barrett, Melvin Ingram probably built for more of a 3-4 style defense. But the name that I'm going to bring up here that you see on the screen right now, it's Melvin Ingram. And even though he's not a defensive end, I do know the Raiders need to be able to get after the quarterback. And I do know that Melvin Ingram, when fully healthy, did succeed with Gus Bradley in the Chargers defense. So, could the Raiders be interested in him? I'm going to give it 2 Chucky Heads. People are talking. Why it's 2 Chucky Heads people are talking is this. If Melvin Ingram, at 31 years old, is 100% healthy, the Raiders 100% will be interested in him. If he is not 100% healthy and he wants way too much money, they aren't going to be interested in him. So he was tagged by the Chargers last year, made $17 million. For Melvin Ingram, who's only played in 7 games, and when he was in those games, just did not put up a lot of production. But in the 3 seasons where he played enough snaps to actually be able to be graded by PFF, he was top 25 edge rusher every single one of those seasons. He's great. He knows the defense. He's a great leader from top to bottom. I'm not saying it reminds me a lot of Vontaze Burfict, because Melvin Ingram is a lot better than Burfict. But if you guys remember, Burfict knew the Paul Guenther-style defense and actually helped out a lot. Melvin Ingram knows the Gus Bradley-style defense and knows how to help out some of these edge rushers. So even though you might not get the production that you're hoping for from Ingram, if he can at least be a player coach, it's something that I know the Raiders are at least going to keep in mind. However, between you and me, I don't know if he is fully healthy, and I don't know if he's the guy that I'd want to go out and get. Now, hopefully y'all love the show, love what we're doing here at the Raiders Report. If you guys could do me a big, big favor, hit me up on Instagram. I'm at MitchellRentz365. I try to keep you guys updated on all things Raiders news and rumors. So a lot of times it takes me a lot longer to make a show, but I do post updates basically as soon as I get them on my IG. So if you guys want to be the first to know, follow me, talk Raiders with me, at MitchellRentz365. The last story here on our news and rumors segment presented by Manscaped, A-Rob. He likes the Gus Bradley hire. Who's A-Rob? Allen Robinson. 4 Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And I'll tell you what, man. I know we're going to talk about Robinson in free agency, but this kind of excited me a little bit because he didn't have to talk about Gus Bradley. He chose to. This has been a wide receiver that's been wanting to get paid by the Bears, and for whatever reason, the Bears decided to neglect him. So what A-Rob said as soon as the Raiders hired Gus Bradley was, happy for Coach Bradley, great coach, but also a great person. If y'all remember, Bradley drafted Allen Robinson out of Penn State in the second round, 61 overall, all the way back in 2014. And Robinson, he's going to be a free agent in 2021. And for everyone out there that says, hey, the Raiders still need a wide receiver one, this is the guy you want. Not only can he block, he has been absolutely dominant as a wide receiver one with quarterbacks like Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, and oh yeah, Blake Bortles. This dude put up 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns back in 2015 as a sophomore in the NFL with Blake Bortles. Also, Allen Robinson won me a fantasy football championship all the way back then. So, hey, Allen, you want to come rep the silver and black? Raider Nation is ready for you. This is a no-doubt wide receiver one. And I'm not saying that the Raiders need offense. You guys know my motto. It's defense, defense, and more defense this offseason. But if Robinson wants to put on some silver and black, I'd be interested. So before I leave y'all today on this news and rumors segment, I do want to, leave y'all with a tough decision to make, right? I mean, this one would be tough. If you could only sign one of these players, who would you go with? Would you go with Leonard Williams, type LW? Maybe it's Allen Robinson, type AR. Or if it's Melvin Ingram, why don't you go down in the comments section and type MI.